Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving deep into the world of hacking to figure out who's really behind the keyboard. So when you hear the word hacker, what's the first image that comes to mind? For most of us, it's probably, someone in a dark room, a cyber criminal, right? But is that really the whole story? Well, the reality is, it's a lot more complex than just good guys versus bad guys. Hacking is actually this whole spectrum full of different motives and different methods. And people often use the color of a hacker's hat to symbolize where they fall. Okay, so let's start with the archetype we all think we know, the villain of our digital story, the black hat hacker. A black hat is, put simply, a cyber criminal. They're the ones who illegally break into computer networks with malicious intent. Their actions are totally unauthorized, and their goal is pretty straightforward: to cause some trouble or steal something valuable.
When you look at their profile, it's pretty clear-cut. Their motivation is all about financial gain, data theft, maybe corporate espionage, or sometimes just pure disruption. Their actions are always illegal, and the biggest point here, they never, ever have permission.
And this isn't just some movie plot, right? Take the real-world case of a video platform we'll call SyncOn. Black hats found a security flaw that let them secretly intrude into private meetings. Their goal? To spy on conversations and steal sensitive data. But for every villain, there's usually a hero. So now, let's talk about the guardians of the digital world, the white hat hackers. A white hat, who you might also hear called an ethical hacker, is a security pro. They're actually hired to legally find and fix security weaknesses. They have the same exact skills as a black hat, but they use them for the complete opposite reason: to build things up, not tear them down. So what's their deal? Well, they're all about strengthening security and protecting data from attackers. Their work is completely legal, and they're often certified professionals. And here's the most important part: they have explicit permission from the organization. Companies literally pay them to try and break in. So, going back to that SyncOn scenario, a white hat's job would have been to find that exact flaw before the criminals could ever use it. It's kind of like a digital immune system, They proactively hunt for vulnerabilities so they can be patched up, slamming the door shut on the bad guys. Okay, so we've got the villains and we've got the guardians. But what about that space in between? What if someone operates in that blurry, gray area? Well, that's where we meet the wild card of the group, the gray hat hacker. A gray hat is this fascinating blend of black and white. Here's the deal. They hack without permission, which is a big no-no, but they don't necessarily do it for personal gain. They're kind of like a digital vigilante. They break the rules, but maybe for a good reason. What drives them? It could be anything, really. Curiosity, the fun of the challenge, maybe some public recognition. Sometimes they'll even ask for a fee to fix the problem they found. Legally, they're operating in a total gray area. And just like a black hat, they do not have permission. So let's imagine a gray hat found that same flaw in SyncOn. Instead of exploiting it, they might find it on their own and then report it to the company saying, "Hey, you've got a serious problem here." They might even ask for a reward. Their actions are unsanctioned, but you can see how it can lead to a positive outcome, which creates this huge ethical debate. All right, let's put it all together now. We've got our three archetypes: the villain, the guardian, and the vigilante. Time to look at the full hacker spectrum. When you really get down to it, the difference is pretty clear. Black hats exploit vulnerabilities for their own profit. White hats find those same vulnerabilities and report them for protection. It all comes down to a simple but really crucial question. Are you building security up, or are you tearing it down? This chart here just lays it all out perfectly. Look at motivation. It goes from malicious intent for the black hat to defensive for the white hat, and then ambiguous for the gray hat. Now, permission, that's the clearest line. None for black and gray, but explicitly given for white. And legality? Well, it's a spectrum right there. Illegal, legal, and that murky gray area in the middle. And why should you care about all this? Well, understanding this spectrum is absolutely vital in a world like ours, a world that completely depends on secure digital communication. I mean, think about it. From your online banking to your private conversations, this hidden battle between the hats affects every single one of us every single day. So it leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? In our digital world, who do you really trust to protect you? It's something to think about, because as we've just seen, the lines between the villain, the guardian, and the vigilante, well, they aren't always as clear as we'd like them to be.